death upon you. Please understand. It is like a doing Paduka Puja for death. Morning you sit, oh please. That is what you are doing. When you are trying to stop that 8 hours work happening in you as nature, don't do it. Do only Pratyaksha Pada Puja. Do only Guru Puja, invoking positive energy on you. Don't do depression puja. But unfortunately, when you create a mental setup, when you wire your brain against social success or against the very energy flow which works in you, like Krishna says, Kahano karmano gatihi. You are invoking depression and death on you. Don't invoke depression. It is sin. That's what I call devil worship. Don't do devil worship. I tell you, creating the right mental setup is creating a right receiver for having to have connection with right energies. See now, Lakshmi is an energy field in the cosmos, like a satellite. Ganesha is an energy field, like a satellite. If you tune your brain to that energies, just like how you can receive the information from those satellites, photographs, information, anything from those satellites, you can receive their energy and blessing. When you stop hating working, when you stop hating planning, suddenly you see Lakshmi is blessing you. You are working sincerely only for $1 million. Suddenly, the opportunity and situation gathers around you, makes you a billionaire. I tell you, I promise you, whenever you work for $1 million, you are showered with $1 billion. I am not teaching you the positive thinking theories. No. I am just stating the facts in front of you. And I am responsible for what I am talking. Just stop hating your need to be socially successful. Stop justifying your laziness and the eternal tiredness you invoked upon yourself. Understand the truth. 1/3 of your day, by nature, you want to run around and work, create. It is your nature. Don't hate it. Don't disrespect it. Don't misunderstand. Please understand, just because the sugar is sweety, tasty, don't think whole day you will be able to eat. Just because the N effect and Kundalini awakening and the cosmic experience and sadhana is so sweet and tasty, don't think you will be able to do it more than 8 hours. Don't be greedy for cosmic success. Don't hate social success. Your brain is wired for all three. The individual contentment, 8 hours, means sleeping and dreaming. Whatever the individual discontentment you have, you repair it during sleep, dream, and you rest in that complete contentment during sleep. That is what I call success based on your own definition about your success. If you are having good, sweet dreams and deep, I am defining sweet dream. Sweet dream is a dream You will not remember next day, but you will remember only that mood. Wow, it was very sweet. But you will not remember the incident. You will not remember the happening. Because in the sweet dream, you just repair all the discontentment you have. It is like a weeding out. Then you just fall asleep. If you are spending 8 hours in sweet dream and deep sleep without disturbance, you are successful as per your definition. If you are spending 8 hours in intelligent working, means intensely planning and intensely working, I can say you are already having what society defines as success. If you are spending 8 hours of your time intensely understanding and expanding yourself towards cosmos through intelligent spiritual quest or intelligent spiritual practice or aligning yourself with the cosmos in any other way. It can be a puja, it can be a meditation, it can be a understanding, it can be thinking, it can be realigning yourself with a higher understanding, anything. You are expressing the cosmic success. Rewire your body and mind for all three success. I wanted to tell you all, the N Kriya awakens a unique energy in you which makes all these three clean and aligned. N Kriya will put you in a deep, sweet dream and deep sleep 8 hours a day. It will awaken an energy, Kundalini in you, which will intensely make you work. And it will give you the experience of cosmic success. Align yourself to all three success. Don't negotiate one for the other. Don't bargain one for the other. I neither want New York in Himalayas, Himalayas in New York. I want New York and Himalayas together. If you are building New York in Himalayas, you are a failure. If you are building Himalayas in New York, you are a failure. Have New York and Himalayas together, aligned with your 8 hours of deep sleep and sweet dreams. That is what I call rewiring your brain for success. I claim it is possible. I have experienced it is possible. This is the science. I am presenting it to you. Now it is up to you to experiment and experience.
Putting all my trust in you, 'cause you know it's best for me to lead a blissful life, a life with no more strife. Can't believe the things I do, just to spend a little time with you. Nothing will compare. I know you will take care.
You're always showing us compassion. Your love is endless like an ocean. Nityananda, Nityananda. My life's become a meditation. Ever since we had a deep connection. Nityananda, Nityananda. Oh, every time I see you, my consciousness expands. Oh, my heart begins to dance. And every time my
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. As you are all aware, I am continuing on Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, 137th Sutra, in the 3rd chapter, 31st verse. Kantakupe Chutpibasa Nivrittihi. I am continuing on the Samyama of Patanjali. Today I will speak on the next dimension of this Samyama. Please understand, not only making your body go beyond the necessity of food and water, hunger and thirst, this Samyama on the Vishuddhi Chakra can take you beyond any energy consumption from the outer space. Please understand, the air you suck inside or the space you take inside or the fire which is kept alive by the sunlight and moon rays, all the energy intake can be completely stopped and you can continue to be alive. Please understand, this is the science of Jiva Samadhi. As I said yesterday, the science which I was expressing yesterday, living completely without food and water. And just yesterday I saw a video, one great sadhu, Johnny his name, in YouTube his video is there. Many US universities have come and did research on him. In India, many times they have done research on him in the hospitals. They kept him in the hospitals, glass door, for days together. He will neither eat or drink or pass urine or neither intake nor output. No input nor output. He was, of course, he is on record the man who is living for longest period without food and water, no intake for last 72 years. The whole biography and his background and all the medical researches done on him are available in YouTube. You can see. Yesterday I was talking about the science of going beyond food and water, but I again wanted to remind you, I put the whole technology on record, but do not practice unless you are directly being guided by the master. I heard. You need to work with him, I need to work with you directly. If that kind of intense samyamas need to be done. You see, for Chandra Samyama and all, no need for personal supervision. But this going beyond food and water, these kind of samyamas need a direct supervision, personal attending. Today I am talking one more deeper dimension of the same samyama, science of Jiva Samadhi. Please understand, yesterday the process was only about living without food and water. Now one step further, living without food, water, air or fire and space energy. Just living without all five energies, all five Panchabhutas, living purely on the inner space, producing all energies from inner space and keeping yourself alive. When I say not taking energy from the space means desires. Desires are the energy from the space. Prana is the energy from air. Fire is the energy from sun. The heat you feel in your stomach, Jadaragni. The digestion fire is the energy from the sun. And blood flow is the energy from water. And the mass, bone marrow, muscles, these are the energy from the earth element. This samyama can be used to go beyond all five. But again, I wanted to warn you all, I am putting it on record, please don't practice on your own. Now, the next samyama, science of Jiva Samadhi. Giving you the exact technique. But again, I wanted to remind you, it has to be done under a direct supervision of the master, not otherwise. Yesterday we had a samyama, night 8 o'clock in the temple. All our brahmacharis and brahmacharinis were piercing their ears. I went there to see how the samyama can help them to handle the pain. I saw these guys, because already they are levitating, not a single fellow had any pain. That is one side. I was sitting there, I was training these people for the teleportation. I kept a vibhuti cup near me and asked some of these brahmacharis and brahmacharinis to sit and meditate. Maybe just some 3 to 4 minutes. 2 brahmacharis, means one brahmachari and one brahmacharini, started having vibhuti in their hand. Samyama was successful. But the important thing is, this kind of samyamas has to be done directly under supervision, because it creates such an intense energy inside. First thing, you should not become egoistic and arrogant. Second thing, that whole energy should be used for love and compassion. Understand? Energy is dangerous if it happens in you without maturity. Like a child getting the knife. When he doesn't know how to use it, how to handle it, if he gets a knife, it is dangerous. It's risky. Energy is useful only if it is in the matured right hands. For example, you are doing Chandra Samyama, Samyama on the moon. You are all on the practice for last 15 days, this 15 days. This will not create any big side effect. Even if you get the energy, you get based on your intelligence level. You will not become arrogant. You will not become egoistic. But these deeper samyamas, which awakens some extraordinary powers in your system, you need to be very balanced. And not only that, these powers, when you receive as a gift from the master, for some reason if you become arrogant or egoistic, not only you will lose that power, you will fall into such a worst space and worst depression. To come out of it, it will take ages, Janmas it will take. That is the big problem. That's the reason these kind of samyamas has to be done very carefully under the direct supervision of the master. After thoroughly your ego is molded, cleaned, polished. Let me give you the process for Jiva Samadhi. Jiva Samadhi means all the 9 fluids which are running your body. See, there are 9 fluids as per the Siddha tradition, yogic tradition. There are 9 fluids, body fluids, responsible for running your body. They are called Navapashana, 9 poisons. Please understand, in Siddha tradition, the word Pashana not just means poison which kills you. It's like a certain high quality alive chemicals are called Pashana. But the Pashana word is unfortunately translated as poison. In English, we don't have any other word. So I am just allowing that word. Maybe I can use the word catalyst agent. Instead of the word poison, I can translate catalyst agent. The word for Pashana means these 9 body fluids, if it is properly handled, will keep you alive. If they are imbalanced, will kill you. Blood and the water in the eyes, saliva and the kaba in the nose, the 9 body fluids, the seminal fluid, these 9 body fluids are called Navapashana, 9 poisons. If you are able to, instead of the word poison, let us use the word catalyst agents. The 9 catalysts, if you are able to produce all these 9 catalysts without any input from the outer world, like desire, please understand, desire is an input that immediately produces the semen, body fluid, and water immediately produces blood flow. Each input from the outer world immediately produces certain catalyst agent in your system. Without any input from outer world, if you can produce all these 9 catalyst agents in your body, you are a Siddha who can sit in Jiva Samadhi. Means your body can be buried, but you will be alive forever. Even without your body, you will be alive forever. Understand this science? If you can produce the water which is in your eyes, that liquid, without any input from the outer world, you can see anything you want without using these eyes. That energy becomes capable of seeing even using the air as eye. You don't need eyeballs anymore to see. You are now liberated from eyes. If you can produce the prana shakti inside without taking the air from outside, you can smell anything anywhere in the world. You don't need nose to smell. You are now liberated from nose. If you can produce saliva without adding water from the outer world, just through the inner space from the pure energy, you will be continuously in such an intense taste without any food from the outer world. That's what we call Amrita. This Baba who doesn't eat or drink, Jani Baba, he experiences that Amrita only. I saw his photograph. I saw he's a great yogi, no doubt. I'll show the power of yoga to the world. Suddenly 100 people will declare that we will live without food for 10 years and they will show. I'll make all this happen. I'm not going to talk stories. See, last year I spoke, I'll make people levitate. Now I'm making at least few thousand levitate every day. So now I'm telling, I'll make at least 1,000 people to live without food, water, at least 3 years. Not only that, I'll send them all over the world. They can go to any university, sit in any cabin, any hospital, go through any controlled condition tests. And now I already, maybe 1 month before I tried, teaching teleporting to our brahmacharis. But these fools, before I instructed, they opened their eyes. They opened their hands. So it was not a successful experiment. But yesterday it was successful. 2 people had that initiation and they were able to get the vibhuti in their hand. Now it is only a question of time. I tell you guys, within the end of this year, all the Swamis who come to your cities to conduct classes, puja, now you see Bhakta is sitting in the Houston. They will all come and do puja and materialize vibhuti and give you guys. That's all. Hey Bhakta, you don't need vibhuti cup. You will be able to do within a year directly. Understand? They will learn the science. See, I wanted all these guys to learn this science so that we will tell the world. And one more thing, one fortunate thing is we have a very strong, devoted disciples whose ego can never be abusive. Now, you see, now we filtered. Now the people who are standing with us are standing completely surrendering the ego. When this strong ego surrender happens, giving all these extraordinary powers is not a big problem. It is very easy. They can go around and play. By the end of this year, I am planning that at least 25-30 acharyas, ashramites will go around all over the world showing the power of materialization, teleporting. And it will take at least 1 year for me to train this no food water, that's samyama. I'll work and first I'll send at least some 25 people. But within next 2-3 years, I'll make at least 1,000 people to live without food and water. Just they will live. See, when I declared I'll make people levitate 1 year before, everybody was thinking, what is he talking? But see, now it is happening. We will do the same thing now, systematically, properly. I'll prove the science of yoga, living without food and water, and living examples of yogic tradition, teleporting and materializing. Now let me continue on this samyama. So any catalyst agent of your body, if you are able to produce without any input from the outer world, please understand, then you are liberated from that sense. For example, a man whose seminal production or the egg production, in the women's body the egg production, or in the men's body seminal production, is independent of the desire, fantasy. He is liberated from the urge to reproduce, and his love becomes such pure, his love is not controlled by the hormones. If your love is controlled by the hormones, it will always be related to blood relationship. Understand? All blood relationships are hormone relationships, not blood relationships. We are using a polite word, blood relationship. It's hormonal relationship, which came from hormone. Whether you are your wife or the son or the daughter, or all the relationships happened because of the hormones. Then his love is beyond the hormonal relationships. Only he can radiate universal love. Understand? When your body seminal production activity is liberated from the outside desires and fantasies, you are free from the urge to reproduce, and you are now free to install energy into anything. You can give life to anything. You don't need another womb to create a life. You don't need another human body to give life. You can just make a statue and touch that, and that will become alive. That is the science of prana pratishtha. Normal human life, he is not only free from the urge to reproduce, he is liberated from the normal body physical actions which is necessary to infuse life into something. He can infuse life into anything just by look. Just a look is enough. He infuses life. Just if he touches, that's enough. A stone will be filled with prana, life. This is the science how the deities are installed by enlightened masters. Just their sparsha diksha, when they touch, the energy is infused into it. They don't even actually need to touch. Touch is like one more act to satisfy the people that it has been energized. Otherwise, just a look is enough. Look is enough to infuse energy into the body or a stone or a metal or anything. If you want to see the power of a look, Nayana Diksha, you don't need to go anywhere, just see. Look can just infuse energy into the system. You don't need the physical act to put life. In every step, if you are liberated from creating any catalyst agent without having need to add from the outer world, you are liberated that part of the act. Please understand, I am giving like a formula. Maybe you should see this discourse once more later on, so that you understand these formulas. You can apply it in your life. Now, this technique, the Samyama and the Vishuddhi Chakra, can liberate you from all the 9 catalyst agent production inputs. Please understand. For all the 9 catalyst agent production, whatever input you need from the outer world, you can be liberated from all that input. You can be liberated from all that input. Understand? That's the important thing. and you can go on be producing it so that your body is, I can say that you are alive. Like Raghavendra Swamigal of Vrindavan, a great yogi, he is still alive, sitting. Don't think he is dead. It is Jiva Samadhi. He is there alive. Still his beats roll. Please understand. If you go in the silent night times, put your ears on that Samadhi, you can very clearly listen the beats rolling and that sound of the Ramanama, that mantra, that some murmuring. You will not be able to hear exact Rama sound, but that somebody is sitting there and humming or uttering some words in rhythmic way, that can be heard very clearly. I am not promoting any superstitions. I am not telling you lies. I am telling you from my experience. If you have intelligence, go and check it. Still, he is there counting the beats. He is in Samadhi, Jiva Samadhi. And the beats are moving just to prove he is in Jiva Samadhi. I can give you thousands of examples of Jiva Samadhi in India. Trilinga Swami, he will be sitting and meditating on the Ganges, teaching the Jiva Samadhi, science of Jiva Samadhi. Of course, I am going to live for a long time in the body, keeping it alive and active, at least 100 more years. But after that I am saying, when I sit in Jiva Samadhi, you will see I would have trained at least 10,000 people in that science. I will be sitting alive with 10,000 disciples around. Actually, when I was planning for the new campus, the main temple, I was telling them, hey, make a 10,000 Shivlinga temples, like a Pragara, 10,000 Shivlinga temples, like a Pragara, 10,000 temples around. They were asking, why Swamiji? I said, all my Swamis will live with me even after leaving the body. Where will they go? Only department change. Nothing else. Only to live and run your life. I bless you all. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate and share the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.
Putting all my trust in you, 'cause you know it's best for me to lead a blissful life, a life with no more strife. Can't believe the things I do, just to spend a little time with you. Nothing will compare, I know you will take care.
You're always showing us compassion. Your love is endless like an ocean. Nityananda, Nityananda. My life become a meditation. Ever since we had a deep connection. Nityananda.
Consciousness expands,
Oh,
my heart begins to dance.
heart begins to dance.
Every time I think, when I think of you, I just start to melt.
I just start to
So much
melt.
beauty to be felt.
Yeah.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Disturbance. Hunger and thirst is supposed to be a kind of a disturbance. Nivritti means that you just go beyond that disturbance. That is no more a disturbance for you. It is no more a disturbance for you. Today I'll speak on the third dimension of the sutra. Yesterday I gave you the exact process. I'll just give you the essence. Visualize the intense burning sun on the throat, at least 21 minutes. Merge into that visualization. Give a strong instruction when you are in that samyama. Please express your intelligence. When you give this kind of instructions, even if there is some one or two mistakes in your visualization or expectation, it will be balanced by itself. For example, if you strongly give instruction, let the weight loss happen, so give the instruction, just let you become more intelligent. Just let the intelligence be awakened. You will see correct balance in the weight will happen. I can assure all the diseases related to weight, overweight and obesity, Vishuddhi, especially if already you are experiencing levitation. When you are experiencing levitation, do that samyama. That is the, understand? See, when the Kundalini awakening in the first level is a gift by me. I give you as a gift, as initiation. But you need to practice this samyama so that the Kundalini awakening becomes directly useful in your life. Directly it starts giving you the result. See, Kundalini awakening is like I give you the $1 million. Doing all this samyama is you spend that money and buy what you want. If you do this samyama on the throat on your own, it may take some 2 years by the time you reach the result. But when you sit in the master's presence, when your Kundalini is awakened, and one more thing, if you are sitting in the presence regularly, even if you are not levitating physically, if you are feeling psychologically something is happening, even that is samyama. Something extraordinary is happening in your system by the master's presence. If you can find a clear, and sitting in my presence, not only physical presence, Nayana Diksha means sitting in our temples and being seen by the master. That's equivalent to presence. When you sit here and meditate, if you find the clear difference between these two, then understand you are having the direct presence of the master and Kundalini is awakening in you. Please understand, I am giving you the clear scale. Sitting in the master's presence means temple, in our temple, seen directly by me, or sitting in my physical presence. This is one group. Sitting alone in your house and meditating, and that group. When you sit alone in your house and meditate, how you feel? When you sit in the presence, how you feel? If you are seeing a clear difference, a solid difference, when you sit in the physical presence, in the higher consciousness, quarter, then after every samyama, it will become just one bit. After every samyama, you will feel so alive and strong. You may need just only a teaspoon of ghee. I have seen Isaki Swamigal living just with teaspoon of ghee. Every day, maybe some 10 times he will take. Teaspoon of ghee and little sugar he will take. Little sugar and teaspoon of ghee. That's all. Nothing else. He will not only walk Arunachala hill, he will roll. Please understand. Just with 10 teaspoon of ghee and little sugar, he will do Anga Pradakshina of Arunachala. I have seen with my own eyes. But I wanted to warn you guys, this kind of samyama has to be done only when you are directly in the presence of a master. But I assure, I'll prove the power of the samyama at least making 10 yogis. I'll now pick up from the ashram 10 yogis who are courageous enough to do this. I'll make them innocent child's body. In this inner awakening, I'll prove at least one step. People will be able to live in high energy with 25% of food intake by 21 days of end. End of the 21 days, this inner awakening, I'll prove just 25% of the quantity only they will be taking in. But they will be alive, active, energetic. No disease, no side effect. I'll prove that. But I'll pick up a few more yogis and show. I have yogis. I have many yoga prashtas, means who were yogis in the past birth and who took birth now just to live around me, celebrate my presence. So I have yogis. I'll pick up those yogis and train them and prove to the world. See here, people are living without food and water. And we'll prove all this samyama. Understand? 3 steps, as I spoke, essence. 1, changing the wrong signal to right signal. 2nd, reducing the food intake. 3rd, completely independent, free from food. This 3rd samyama, as I said, 8 times a day samyama. After every samyama, ghee dosa, and automatically the food intake will come down. You will not feel like eating. You will feel, oh, this much is enough. Only if I take this much, after the next samyama, I will be able to take. Please understand, when you are supposed to take 8 times, your body will take exactly what it needs. What it can burn in next 1 hour or 1.5 hours. And your bio memory will start trusting you get food every 1.5 hours, so you don't need to store it. First thing you need to do is the trust of your bio memory should be awakened. You do not need to store. But for this, you need to do a heavy yoga. Heavy yoga means like at least 200 to 300 Surya Namaskar. Like a morning 108, noon 108 and night 108. Or heavy weightlifting. We have a big wrong belief. If you do weightlifting, you have to eat too much. It may be right in the Western, as per the Western understanding. But I tell you, if your Kundalini gets awakened, you may not need that much of food intake, but you can go on building the body. I'll show you. Now I'll show you. With very minimal food, I'll build the body and show you guys. I'm working on all these samyamas, making all that express through my body, so that people can directly understand and practice it. In our tradition, all swamis and brahmacharis and even the devotees should be yogis. Understand? When I say, use the word samajis, satsangis, don't think you have the title just because you give little money. No. I want you to do tapas. I want you to start doing tapas. Build the body, yogic body. Build the mind, Vedic mind. Understand the life, yogic body, Vedic mind, yen living. I can say this 3 words is the essence of my teachings. All these 3 should happen in all possible ways. If you go on becoming bigger and bigger only in the body, nothing can be done. So the exact instruction for going beyond the necessity of food and water. Let me add this instruction also. After taking that one dosa, ghee dosa, you have to drink as much as possible water. So 8 samyama, 8 meal, nothing else should be taken in. You will see within 3 months, simply a spoon of ghee and little sugar is enough for you. Body is alive. It is like a very systematic, safe way of transition from food to no food. Food to no food. A very safe transition. I have seen Isaki Swamigal made at least 5-6 people do this. And they started living without food in many villages in India. You can find this kind of yogis. Even in Paramahansa Yogananda's autobiography, you will find one yogi. There is a reference about one yogi who lived, one lady who lived without food and water. Actually, if you travel all over India, you will find at least 2,000 people. Now, if you travel all over India, at least 2,000 yogis you will find who don't eat or drink water, who don't eat any food, who don't take any water. Just independent of food and water. You may think 2,000. I am telling you, minimum 2,000 you will find. This is actually life science for us. Later on, in course of time, it got lost. So I'll guide you guys into Vishuddhi Samyama now. Visualize intense, burning, hot sun in that area. Intense, energetic sun. Intelligence, shining. Tell yourself, oh my Vishuddhi, please be more intelligent. Be alive, be active, balance yourself. That's all. You don't need to tell lose weight or gain weight, no. Just tell balance yourself. Be alive. Sit in the samyama and experience intense samyama of Vishuddhi Chakra. I bless you all. Let all of us achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, and share the eternal bliss. Nityananda. Thank you.
Putting all my trust in you, 'cause you know it's best for me to lead a blissful life, a life with no strife. I can't believe the things I do, just to spend a little time with you. Nothing will compare. I know you will take care.
You're always showing us compassion. Your love is endless like an ocean. Nityananda, Nityananda. repetition. Ever since we had a deep connection. Nityananda, Nityananda. Oh, every time I see you, my consciousness expands. Oh, my heart begins to dance. And every time when I think of you, I just start to melt. To be fair. Yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh.
सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject, I am continuing on sure ways to weight loss. I have more and more scientific researches and studies supporting the Patanjali's Samyama. I just wanted to give you the gist of yesterday's Samyama if you are tuning in today. Understand? Doing Samyama means intensely feeling connected in the throat chakra, Vishuddhi chakra. You go beyond the hunger and thirst. So this has many levels. First, the pseudo hunger and thirst sensations and signals stops. So you stop junking. I want to create a new word, junking. You start eating. Stop junking. Start eating. That's the first step. Second step, when the Samyama becomes deeper on the Vishuddhi chakra, even the necessity for the food, the quantity drastically reduces. First, when you get the proper signal and eat, 50% of your food intake will reduce. Then when the Samyama becomes deeper, 25% more intake will reduce because you don't need so much food. And the third, a very deeper part of the Samyama, just completely living independent of food and water. Sometime once in a while, just like a casually, you want to have it, otherwise it's okay. So I am interested in teaching the first two part. Third part also I'll give you the technique and process. But I'm going to put more effort, energy on these two parts because the whole human civilization is suffering with this first two part. Eating too much and eating unnecessarily. So, I have some of the scientific researches here. The amount of energy needed for us every day is determined by how much adenosine triphosphate, ATP, our mitochondria creates, so that proper enzymes can be activated to make our bodies move and function properly. This can affect our healthy weight loss. Since we may not have the energy to commit 100% exercise for calorie burning, I am revealing some of the scientific studies, then I will connect it with our Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. The amount of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, our mitochondria creates is determined by genetics, exercise level, nutritional status, and thyroid activity. Please understand, thyroid activity, that is an important word. Because again and again Patanjali is insisting on samyama on the throat chakra, which is a thyroid center. Throat chakra, Vishuddhi, is directly connected to thyroid center. So scientific studies also say it is thyroid which is directly related to weight. As age increases, the number of mitochondria in our cells decreases in efficiency by about 5 to 8% every 10 years. One easy way to reverse this is by exercising. By exercising also you can increase mitochondria only 40%, but by levitating 1300%. So, best way for weight loss, just levitate. What to do for levitation? Get a two-way connection, come and sit in our temple, that's all. After all, now our temples are specially energized. Now, I wanted all of you to know, in our Biddi Ashram, under the banyan tree, the southwest corner, I am making a strong energy field where there is a Patanjali's shrine. All of you who have visited the ashram, you know, there is a snake temple, Patanjali's shrine, in our Biddi Ashram, in the southwest of the banyan tree, in the same banyan tree umbrella, southwest part. There, if you ashramites have noticed, people staying in the ashram, if you have noticed there, you would have seen yesterday, they are digging a big pit, 1.5 feet pit. I am creating an intense energy field in that area, something like 100 square feet. Whoever comes and sits there will have levitation, will have their Kundalini awakening. It will be such a strong energy field. We will be installing a beautiful Patanjali's Murti with 1,000 head, 1,000 hoods. See, Patanjali will be in his pure form of Adisesha with 1,000 hood snake